इंदिरा गांधी, राजीव गांधी, सोनिया गांधी, इसके बाद राहुल गांधी, प्रियंका गांधी, उसके बाद प्रियंका गांधी जी के बेटे भी हो सकता है आ जाए। रॉबर्ट वड्रा साहब रोज कहते हैं कि मैं आंदोलन करना चाहता हूं, मैं चुनाव लड़ना चाहता हूं। तो जैन जी के आंदोलन को यदि वो उठाना चाहते हैं तो हम तो राहुल गांधी के साथ हैं। पूरी गांधी फैमिली देश छोड़ती हुई नजर आएगी।
अगर राहुल जी कह रहे हैं तो क्या गलत कह रहे हैं। आज देश की जो हालत है, देश के अंदर जिस तरह की अनार्की फैली हुई है, हिंदू मुसलमान नफरत, घृणा, धर्म, धार्मिक उन्माद, तो इसको देख के फिर लोकतंत्र खतरे में है। सबसे बड़ी बात यह है कि आज किसी की हिम्मत नहीं है कि वो सरकार से, हुकूमत से, प्रधानमंत्री से सवाल कर सके। कोई पत्रकार बोल नहीं सकता है। तो ये स्थिति जो उत्पन्न हो रही है, ये खतरे की घंटी है और इसको संभालने का काम आज की जो नौजवान पीढ़ी है वही कर सकते हैं।
उन्होंने युवाओं, छात्रों सबका नाम लिया। जेनजेड तो मीडिया ने पकड़ लिया नेपाल सुन करके, मतलब उसके दूसरे शब्द भी हो सकते हैं। महत्वपूर्ण ये नहीं है कि उन्होंने कहा कौन रोकेंगे, भारत का लोकतंत्र रोकेगा। भाई बीमार पड़ गया है। ये एक ऐसा क्रिटिकल क्षण है हमारे लोकतंत्र के लिए कि अगर हमने सारी चीजें दुरुस्त नहीं की तो ये भरभरा के गिर जाएगा।
All I would do, Bhaiya, at this stage is I would request youth of India to add their voice to the lone voice of Rahul Gandhi.
And that brings us to the big questions on which the buck stops here. Is Rahul Gandhi's invocation of Gen Z a signal to insurrection? Is this a sign to send India down the road that Nepal saw a month ago? And is the appeal to Gen Z, but the target is Modi? Has the invocation that has been made to Gen Z already been answered by the Gen Z in Delhi itself? Tuheen Sinha, national spokesperson of BJP, joins us along with political analyst Tushar Gupta, Professor Naval Kishore, national spokesperson of the RJD, Ashutosh, political analyst. And my first question is to spokesperson of the Congress, Advocate Mahima Singh. Do you think that the Gen Z of Delhi and Delhi University at least is not happy to get on the streets? They want to vote for ABVP. Advocate Mahima Singh.
Jai Hind, I thought your debate is on a larger question that concerns the country, Padmaja. What happened in Delhi University today, of course, many congratulations to the newly elected president and vice president. One is from the ABVP, the other is from NSUI. So I would say that you see the university, the college elections.
And the secretary and the joint secretary are from ABVP. There are 4 posts. Congratulations, you won 1 out of 4.
Then what is the harm in acknowledging that the vice president is from the NSUI and the president is from the ABVP? So, you know, the office is going to be shared by the both. And university politics depends on many factors, Padmaja. But, you know, what has rattled the BJP today really, ahead of 2019 elections, Prime Minister Modi had actually invoked the young generation, the young population of our country, rather asserting that we are the youngest country across the globe, which is in fact true, and that is what Shri Rahul Gandhi is talking about today. The Honorable LOP has of course invoked Gen Z because that is where the future lies, that is where the hope lies. Unlike the BJP, which is only stuck in the past, which is why it is not acknowledging grave issues like unemployment, which has more than doubled in the past 11 years, stagnant wages, paper leaks.
But why Gen Z? Because Gen Z in the recent past has been associated with the Nepal uprising.
Padmaja, are you going
Was this a reference to Nepal in any way?
Padmaja, if you are going to keep interjecting other spokespersons also, then it is all right if you do that with me. Because
I will, I assure you.
This is what I rose, this is the issue I had raised on your last show as well. And on this show as well, I would say that please do not interject. If you ask a question, you have already interjected me thrice before letting me answer the question. Allow me to answer. Confer the basic dignity upon the guests you invite on your show. Now, you see unemployment, stagnant wages, paper leaks, lack of structured and accessible soft skills, training limits. The answer, they are limiting the employability. And copying the manifesto that the Congress party had brought ahead of 2024 elections is not the answer to all of that. The answer to all of that is a dialogue with Gen Z, which, of course, Rahul Gandhi ji is having on a day-to-day basis, which is why Amit Shah's Muspethiya Bachao jive in Bihar gravely failed when he called out from the stage, Rahul Gandhi ji kya karne aaye the, and the youth replies, vote chori ki baat karne, and the embarrassed home minister, his
Okay.
face, discolored absolutely. So I would say that, you are limiting your question towards me to just the DU elections. I would say the problems facing
No,
the
I'm
youth.
not. I'm
Why
talking
are
about
you
Gen Z
doing?
as a whole, which
What
is
is
why I
the
was asking you
battling
the
that you
second
have-
question. Why Gen Z? Was Gen Z in any way related to what happened in Nepal? Because Gen Z in the recent past, in people's minds associated with Nepal, Gen Z at the forefront of Nepal uprising, was it in any way a hat tip to Nepal?
That is for, I mean, if you decipher it in that manner, it is hats off to you and hats off to the BJP, and there's a resonance we can see there. And that is that resonance is what I talk about when I talk about your inclination and orientation. I would say that what has happened in Nepal and Bangladesh is, of
Ma'am,
course,
anyone with
told
half
us
a
about-
brain, if you were to ask anyone walking on the road, what do you
Absolutely.
remember when I mention Gen Z to you, they will say Nepal. Now, I don't
know
see
what?
what the
You know what,
inclination or
Padmaja?
orientation or
Padmaja,
prevarication
we are
is.
going to have
You
a
ask
discussion.
anyone Gen Z, they will say Nepal.
So-
I mean,
so are
everything
you
doesn't
trying
have to
tell
be
us-
about my
Are you
inclination or
trying to
orientation.
tell us, Padmaja,
But fine, point
Padmaja,
taken.
Padmaja, are you trying to tell us that the term just came into reality, became real on the term was coined on 8th of September? Before 8th of September, there was no term.
No, it wasn't. But in
which
the
has-
current context,
We have always
top of
talked
the
about-
mind
we have always
recall
talked about
is
the
for
youth
what
of the
happened in
future.
Nepal. And I think you would also
Well,
concede that. But
well,
point
if
taken,
that is
Tuhin
where
Sinha
you want to
trying
take-
to make this seem as if, Rahul Gandhi is giving a call to arms is completely wrong. What Mahima Singh is saying is that
Call to
all he
arms
said
is
was
being
the
done by
youth
BJP
of this
leaders,
country
Padmaja.
now need to fight against you, now need to fight against vote chori. It's just the youth.
Well,
He
good
also
evening.
said Yuva.
Good
He
evening.
didn't just say Gen Z.
Good evening, Padmisha. Good evening, everybody. The vote chori allegations of Rahul Gandhi are as phony, as farcical as his entire career has been in the last 21 years. And this was proved yesterday by none other than Rahul Gandhi himself, who within 6 hours of posting his first tweet in the morning yesterday, claiming that there was vote chori of 6,000 votes, immediately 6 hours later posted a correction. He fact checked himself and said that this would have happened, but we prevented it from happening. Now, the fact is that the FIR relating to that was actually filed by Election Commission itself, and that happened
No, but
2
Tuhin
months
Sinha, the
prior to
Gen Z part.
elections, and
Listen,
there was a
all day
BJP
today,
government.
hold on a second. Before we go back to that vote chori allegation, we've debated
Yes.
this yesterday. My point
Yes.
is, all day today, your party has been attacking Rahul Gandhi, saying Rahul Gandhi is trying to tell the youth of our country to take up arms.
Yes,
Rahul Gandhi is
I'm coming to
instigating
that.
youth
The
of our
issue-
country. Mahima Singh is saying that he's not. He's just talking about the youth and
issue-
saying fight against what is
Yes,
wrong.
the issue, the vote chori thing was conclusively settled yesterday. The issue today is the vile and nefarious intent of Rahul Gandhi. Yesterday evening, when he tried to instigate with the Gen Z with a very clear insinuation, we all know that Gen Z had a Nepal connect. He has been fantasizing a Nepal-like, Bangladesh-like revolt for a very long time. And today, the youth of the country, the youth of at least Delhi University have given him a fitting reply. He is completely disconnected with the aspirations of the youth. The youth do not want failed diners to display a very perverse sense of entitlement. They hate corrupt people. They hate people who divide people on the basis of caste. And unless Rahul Gandhi gets this message, he will keep coming up with concocted narratives which don't gel, which don't connect with the youth of the country. Not only over here, time and again, if he just follows
Ashutosh,
the
do you
pattern.
think this is a call to anarchy? Two very different interpretations of Gen Z. Congress says nothing wrong. BJP is saying you are asking the youth to travel on the path of anarchy.
You asking me?
Yes, Ashutosh ji.
Oh, I think it's a very complicated question, but I got a very simple answer to this. I think Mr. Amit Shah must have some information from the ground. That is why in the month of July, he has ordered the Bureau of Police Research and Development to investigate all public agitation since 1974 to understand why these protests happen, how they could be controlled. information has leaked out only in the month of September. So that means government must be sensing something on the ground, some discontent, some kind of disillusionment with the government. That's why he's gone to that extent. See, I think this is very, very important. And I'm really worried about the BJP leaders. Are they losing trust and hope with Mr. Narendra Modi? That Rahul Gandhi has become so powerful that tomorrow he has become so powerful that he will lead Gen Z to revolt against the Modi government and create situations like Nepal, Sri Lanka and Bangladesh. I think if he had become that powerful and the government is so scared of him, then only God can save this government. See, the issue is the BJP should trust their leader. BJP should understand. I think the biggest enemy of BJP is leaders like Nishikant Dubey and all, who's unnecessarily trying to create a situation, unnecessarily trying to make Rahul Gandhi much bigger than what he is today. See, why they are talking about in this language? They should have a trust in Indian democracy. They should have trust in their leadership. They should have trust in the BJP and their cadre. They should have trust in the media power which they have.
Point. Are you so scared of Rahul Gandhi that one word from Rahul Gandhi, Gen Z will come on the streets? You seem to be more scared, says Ashutosh.
Imagine a leader of opposition whose shelf life of his propaganda is a mere 30 minutes or 1 hour. Imagine a leader of opposition who before the start of his press conference has to repeatedly profess that, I love my country, I stand to strengthen democracy, and then in the middle of that press conference, he's the one who shrugs off his responsibility and says it's not my job to save the democracy. Such a person is laden with nefarious and vile intent. And by the way, last month, it was the Supreme Court which passed some very scathing remarks against the BLAs, block-level agents of Congress party, not just the youth. Every which way the Congress party has been using its resources against the country. The BLAs of Congress party, instead of helping the voters, were manufacturing concocted stories like Ranju Devi, like Minta Devi, and misleading the people of the country. So Rahul Gandhi will never succeed, but that does not stop a Duryodhan from attempting to wreck the Pandava dynasty.
Okay, Rahul Gandhi is Duryodhan now. Ashutosh, Rahul Gandhi is Duryodhan. He must be stopped in his tracks.
I really like the rant which the Tuhen has come out. What is the issue? What is the issue at the point? The issue is that Rahul Gandhi has raised certain question about the proprietary and impropriety of the electoral process. Election Commission is not answering those questions, or instead of answering the questions, BJP is jumping the queue and defending Election Commission. Now it is raising the doubts in the minds of the people why BJP is defending Election Commission so vehemently when the matter is between Election Commission and Rahul Gandhi. And instead of believing their own leadership, they believe that Rahul Gandhi is so powerful that he can create a revolution like. See, please understand this. BJP has to answer many questions. In mid-70s, when Jayaprakash Narayan said कि आप पुलिस वाले और सेना सरकार के आदेशों को मत मानो, was that anti-national act supported by RSS and Jansangh then? Has Rahul Gandhi said something like this on this ground? Listen to this. They created a situation where the mob attacked Babri Masjid and demolished it, and Supreme Court called it a criminal act. Now the same BJP has suddenly realized that Rahul Gandhi has become so powerful he can create a situation like that. First of all, they should understand that Indian democracy is not so weak.
Just 20 seconds, Padmaja.
Okay. Tuhin Sera, 20 seconds, then Tushar Gupta. So if Rahul Gandhi today is telling the youth, is mobilizing the youth, you can't call him an anarchist.
No, Ashutoshi, Rahul Gandhi has two easy options. Either he takes the legal route, which he will not because he has had to apologize to the courts publicly at least on 5 occasions, or he signs the declaration form which the Election Commission has been exhorting him to sign in the last 1 month. He will again not do that because that again, a false statement on at that end is punishable under the PNS 2023. So Rahul Gandhi is a master of deception, and such a person is a threat to democracy. But yes, he's incapable of doing anything beyond that. He cannot do a revolt like Nepal or Bangladesh because the people don't support a master of deception.
Padmaja,
Okay, but here's the thing. Here's the dilemma. Tushar Gupta, just a second. Here's the dilemma. Either you decide, no, in this 20-10 seconds, poor Tushar Gupta and Professor Saab will keep sitting there. Either the BJP decides that Rahul Gandhi has no impact, he is discredited, nobody listens to him, or he has so much impact that he just writes Gen Z in one tweet and India turns into Nepal. Now people have to make up their minds. What is Rahul Gandhi really? The JP of 2025 or a nobody?
No, Rahul Gandhi is a nobody. I'll tell you, because we were discussing the context of Gen Z in the starting of the debate. Let me tell you the number of times Rahul Gandhi on his Twitter account has mentioned Gen Z apart from yesterday. A golden duck. Never before on his very active Twitter account has he mentioned Gen Z. It was only yesterday. So the context is very clear. But does Rahul Gandhi think he can actually create a revolt or a Nepal-like situation of sorts? He might believe so. He lives in a make-believe world where he's told that social media views amount for some sort of resonance. But in reality, he cannot. The state capacity is formidable. Rahul Gandhi's own grandmother gave numerous demonstrations about how formidable the state capacity is. So Rahul Gandhi either is not taking that lesson he needs to take from history, or he lives in this Delilulu world, as the Gen Z calls it, where he believes he can do anything and the people will go along with him. But the election results of Delhi University prove us otherwise. Now, you have to look at the timing also of the Delhi University elections. They happened a week after the entire anarchist revolt in Nepal. People who were genuinely yearning for a change, they would have made their voices heard in Delhi University. They did not. They have rejected the Congress downright. Number 3, Padmaja, I don't get this point where this fictitious resonance for Rahul Gandhi comes from. I was a first-time voter in 2014. I am a 90s kid. For 10 years now, I haven't been able to resonate with Rahul Gandhi, and this is before I got into this field. I have a lot of friends who for the last 15 years haven't been able to resonate with Rahul Gandhi. He goes to Madhya Pradesh. He says, Jitni abadi utna hak. People don't resonate with it. He talks about caste census economic mapping. People don't resonate with it. He talks about economy being dead. People don't resonate with it. He talks about Swachh Bharat being dead. People do not resonate with it. And coming to the trust part finally, a man who says America and Europe should interfere in our democracy, a man who states India is the union of states, it's a negotiation, a man who says my fight is against the state, a man who says that I'm not here to protect democracy, how can anyone trust that man, let alone BJP? How can the citizens trust Rahul Gandhi?
Mahima Singh responding.
Well, what the citizens think about Rahul Gandhi was shown in the last Lok Sabha elections, Padmaja, when he won 2 Lok Sabha seats by more than a margin of 4 lakhs each. So that is the answer to the BJP spokesperson and their supporters sitting on the stool.
I must respond.
I must say, Padmaja, that you see, they're talking
Mahima
about...
Since you have quoted the 2024 election results, I think at this point I have to show you the post-poll survey that was done by CSDS Lokniti, which was actually done among Gen Z. What is Gen Z? People who are up to 25 years or are in the age group of 26 to 35 years. Which party did Gen Z actually vote for? Ma'am, this is a survey. This is not my or any party's result. This is a post-poll survey that found that Congress got 21% votes of up to 25-year voters and the BJP got 39%. The NDA got almost double of what your alliance got. Among 26 to 35-year-old voters, again, the BJP got double of what the Congress got. That's what Gen Z voted for in 2024. BJP and NDA. This is a post-poll survey.
Firstly, for once, can you outdo yourself and not interject me at least for once? And secondly, I was answering the question that Rahul Gandhi is a nobody, number one. And I was answering the question, the impact that Rahul Gandhi holds on the populace of this country. Suddenly you shift the goalpost and you take it to the analysis after 2024 election. Can you refute the fact that he won 2 constituencies?
That's because you mentioned the 24 elections and he won 2 seats. I wasn't shifting the goalpost, just putting it out there. This wasn't shifting of a goalpost. This was literally standing in your goalpost.
There you go again. Prime Minister Modi won hardly by 1 lakh. That too after the counting stopped for 6 hours out straight. Rahul Gandhi ji won his 2 constituency by more
But
than
what
4
does this
lakhs.
have to do with Gen
That's
Z?
what shows the likes of the political analysts sitting on your show, because they cannot digest the fact that the BJP's leaders are
Okay,
coming
can
out.
I, Padmaja, please, can I?
They are the ones who cannot
I?
look to the future.
Gen Z
which is
gave
why
Congress 99 seats. Gen Z gave
the
Congress
BJP
99
leaders
seats.
that are instigating rather than
Yes,
see.
You are talking
can
about
go-
Delhi University results. Gen Z gave Rahul Gandhi 2 seats, gave the Congress 99 seats. Tushar Gupta.
Can you
Absolutely.
deny
Gen
the
Z
fact
gave
that
Rahul
Rahul
Gandhi
Gandhi
2
was
seats to win from.
won with more than
One
4
that has
lakhs?
been held by his
Each of
family
his
for
seats.
decades, and one where he won because of the minority vote. But I must thank Mahima Singh from the bottom of my heart, because she's proven the point I'm trying to make about this delusion, this illusion the Congress lives in. They are happy that Congress got 99 seats and the BJP got 240 seats. But does the Congress realize the last time they got more than 240 seats in the Lok Sabha was actually in 1984? Almost 40 years ago. BJP's worst tally in the last 3 Lok Sabha elections is what Congress managed almost 40 years ago. And I don't know what Congress is celebrating. And again, the point remains, if Rahul Gandhi's 99 seats meant so much, what happened in Haryana? What happened in Maharashtra? What happened in
Observe
Delhi?
yourself and see that you do not interject anybody.
Okay, let's
else,
not
but-
go off on that tangent. Since we are talking about Gen Z, I think it will be very important to Professor Naval Kishore, who's from the RJD, because his party leader is literally the face of Gen Z in Bihar. Professor Naval Kishore, since you're also a professor, your party leader is also Gen Z. Is Gen Z coming on streets or not against vote chori?
You must have seen the Voter Adhikar Yatra, and now Bihar Adhikar Yatra is going on. You can see how huge amount of people are coming, and most of them are Gen Z. You can see on the street what is the response of Gen Z in Bihar. The point which is being made that the latest voter will have answer to all kind of vote chori that is being organized by Election Commission, supported by this government, and that is the point which Rahul Gandhi is trying to make. You are referring to Delhi University. You know, last time who won? Last time it was NSUI which won. This time also
Vice
President
of the NSUI.
Taken by NSUI. Delhi University election is something else. It is not controlled by BJP. It is controlled by those who are not student of the part of Delhi University. All government institutes, all government, all RSS, everyone is involved in that kind of election. And it is because of that, if you leave it to the students, they will never vote for BJP. Why will they vote? They have taken new education policy, which is equal to no education policy. You just go and see the state of education in the university is next to anarchy. Nobody knows what to teach and how to teach and what is there. Everything is in a chaotic state. So that is the fact.
प्रोफेसर साहब आपने थोड़ा सा सेल्फ गोल कर दिया. आपने शुरुआत में बोला कि देखो पिछली बार एनएसयूआई जीती थी, इस बार भी एनएसयूआई वाइस प्रेसिडेंट जीती है. फिर आपने कहा कि यहाँ पे इलेक्शन ही रद्दी है, इलेक्शन यहाँ पे आरएसएस करवाती है, इसीलिए इसका कुछ होता नहीं, पूरी अनार्की है, बाहर से इंटरफेरेंस होता है. तो या तो आप डिसाइड कर लीजिए कि ये फेयर इलेक्शन हो रहा है जो एनएसयूआई भी जीत रही है, पिछली बार जीती थी, या फिर पूरा आरएसएस बीजेपी सरकार कंट्रोल करती है उसको. दोनों तो चीजें सही हो नहीं सकती.
देखिए जीत, अरे पद्मजा जी आप बात तो समझते नहीं हैं, आप अपने हिसाब से इंटरप्रिटेशन करते हैं. मैं कह रहा हूं तो दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी के चुनाव में जो फैक्टर वहां पे इंपॉर्टेंट है वो भी आपको देखना चाहिए. आपको ये बताना चाहिए कि वहां पर क्या हो रहा है. सिर्फ जीतना और हारने के आधार पे आप उसको
चलिए छोड़िए, दिल्ली यूनिवर्सिटी छोटा चुनाव है. आप बिहार चुनाव की बात कीजिए. 2020 के बिहार चुनाव की अगर बात करते हैं, क्या आपको लगता है वहां वोट चोरी हुई? और उसको लेकर के, क्योंकि आपका बहुत बड़ा वोटर बेस जो है वो युवाओं का होता है. बार बार तेजस्वी यादव कहते हैं कि भाई युवाओं को बिहार का जो भविष्य है वो बदलना चाहिए, मैं युवाओं को नौकरी दूंगा. तो आपके लिए तो ये बहुत रेलेवेंट है. तो आप चाहते हैं कि जेनजी सड़कों पर आए, और आपको लगता है कि क्या वोट चोरी हो रही है जिसके खिलाफ जेनजी सड़कों पर आएगा?
नहीं देखिए, आप पता नहीं, आश्चर्यजनक बात है कि आपको नहीं मालूम है कि 2020 के चुनाव में इन्होंने वोटर चोरी नहीं, उन्होंने विधायक चोरी की. 12 सीट उन्होंने हरा दिया और इसी कारण से हम लोग हार गए, अदरवाइज तो सरकार हमारी बनी गई थी। ये कौन नहीं जानता है, बिहार ही नहीं पूरा देश जानता है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी इलेक्शन कमीशन के साथ मिलकर पिछले बार आरजेडी और महागठबंधन की सरकार नहीं बनने दी। और ये सही बात है, जेएनजी और वोटर, टोटल वोटर ऑफ बिहार वेयर इन फेवर ऑफ अस। उतना बेईमानी करने के बावजूद भी मात्र 12,000 वोट का अंतर था, ये तो पूरा देश जानता है। चोरी करना रुकेगा बिहार में।
Very interesting that you again say that 2020 vote chori happened because Professor Saab, you know it better than anyone that the RJD posted its greatest ever performance in the last 20 years. You were the single largest party at 75. You had your highest vote share at 23.11%. And not just that, there were at least 50 seats which were won by a very slim margin, and you won 27 of those seats. 27 seats which were won by a margin of less than 10% went to the RJD. So you had your best performance and you're still saying vote चोरी हुई, युवा सड़कों पे आ जाएंगे।
Yeah, that is truth. Should I stop talking truth? The BJP has been trying, even now they are trying. Last election also, you know how 400 claim came down to 240. You did not discuss that the charisma of Narendra Modi has gone. And in order to put the aftermath, they went for vote chori in Maharashtra and Haryana. Who do not know that? So what is the real point?
It's interesting you mention about the charisma. I think it's important to show you another statistic. The comparison between 2019 and 2024, actually the amount of youth vote that has gone to the BJP hasn't decreased at all. It has remained absolutely static at about 40%. In 2019 and 2024, there was a difference of only 1% in the number of youth votes, 25-year-olds and 35 to 39-year-olds that voted for the BJP. So 40% youth almost over the last 10 years have consistently voted for the BJP, Professor Saab. Please answer this and then I want to go back to our other guests.
पद्मजा जी बस 10 सेकंड पद्मजा जी 10 सेकंड। यही तो आश्चर्यजनक है कि जो सरकार 11 साल में 22 करोड़ नौकरी देनी चाहिए, उसने नौकरी नहीं दिया, बेरोजगार किया, फिर भी उसको यूथ वोट करने, ये कौन विश्वास करेगा? यहीं से तो डाउट की शुरुआत होती है कि आप ठग ही नहीं रहे हो, आप चोरी भी कर रहे हो। जो ठगी आप करते हो तो सामने दिखता है, चोरी है जो दिख नहीं पाता है, वो पकड़ नहीं पाता है। जब लोग पकड़ते हैं तो आप इधर उधर घुमाते हो, गोल पोस्ट चेंज करते हो। अब जो है सही बात सबको पता चल गई है कि वोट चोरी में संस्थाओं के साथ साथ ये सरकार भी शामिल है, और यही सबसे चिंता का विषय है। यही बात राहुल गांधी भी कह रहे हैं।
This has to be the most amazing vote chori where the youth vote stays with the BJP but single largest party emerges, the RJD emerges as the single largest party. This has to be the most counterproductive vote chori on the planet. But Tuin Sinha, at least the momentum, the opposition is building up the momentum and they are saying this is one particular group which is upset, which is going to rise up against you, and now they are exhorting this particular subset because there is discontent.
नौकरी भी नहीं है, रोजगार नहीं है,
नौकरी भी नहीं है, तो इनसे
वित्त मंत्री बिहार में आके झूठ बोलती है, 19 लाख नौकरी देंगे। कहाँ दिया उन्होंने?
In their zest is actually going to confess that they are the ones indulging in vote chori. In 2014, the vote share of Congress party was at its lowest, 23% in the entire Lok Sabha elections. Today, in 2024, it went up to 41%, which is the highest, and yet they say vote chori is happening. In Alam,
you are part of a bunch of liars.
Please hang on. In 2000, in Alam, which they had not won since 1989, won after 35 years, yet they claim vote chori. You know, I think this very soon they are going to confess that they are the ones who have been tampering with voters. Very soon they will confess that. But today, yes, the youth is on the street.
And you will keep on defending election commission.
Please.
When election commission is caught behind the people, you will start defending election commission. This is the truth about
the youth is on the street today, but performing seva. For the first time, the youth is participating in seva pakhada. They are donating blood. They are taking part in Swachh Bharat campaign in a big way, which they can't see. They don't
relate. And the BJP is responsible for that.
The aspirations of youth. And Rahul Gandhi today
What
is
nonsense.
only by virtue of what he has done on the issue of vote chori in the last 6 weeks or so. Rahul Gandhi today is an amplified, a glorified version of Sharjeel
You have
Imam.
seen the
His
reflection in
statements
Bihar.
are bordered on sedition. His statements are bordered
Tushar.
on sedition, and I think it is about time he
Why does the
realizes that
government
he
not
needs to
act
behave a little
against
more
I wish to make a
responsibly.
very
You're
technical
sitting in
point,
the
Padmaja.
government.
I wish to. No. I wish to make a very technical point, Padmaja, because we are talking about vote chori now. Rahul Gandhi's presser yesterday was very, very important. He said that an attempt was made to delete 6,000 votes from the booths where Congress
CID of
always wins.
Karnataka government
Now,
has asked
he
18
also
times.
cited that the
Election Commission
BLOs
did
and the
not
BLS.
respond.
Mr. Kishore, quiet, Mr. Kishore. I'm addressing the larger point here. I heard you. You hear me also.
You
That's a request,
talk on the
please.
point. No, you are talking nonsense. You do not have any point.
Mr.
You are
Kishore, I
repeating
won't
all
take points
false
from an
lies.
RJD fellow
False and
about
lies,
what is
nothing
sense
else.
and what is nonsensical.
Are
Please, keep quiet and listen.
you don't deserve
Please,
to
you're
be.
incompetent.
Okay, 10
You
seconds,
have
please.
to keep quiet.
Keep
10
on-
seconds,
Kishore,
please.
quiet.
We'll descend
doing
into,
thing to please the BJP. You are agent
Padmaja,
of
I don't know why
BJP.
this guy's intention.
Okay,
you are
10
agent
seconds,
of
please.
BJP. You don't.
30 seconds, Tushar Gupta, make your point. I want to bring in Ashutosh and Mahima Singh then. 30 seconds, make your point, Tushar Gupta.
Rahul Gandhi yesterday in his presser addressed the point that large-scale deletion of voters will be caught by the
Gupta is
BLOs
agent
and the
of
BLAs
BJP.
as it was in Karnataka. That was the point everyone was making after his first presser, that the electoral process is such, the electoral rolls are prepared in such a manner that any large-scale omission or inclusion of electors will be noticed by the BLOs and the BLAs. Rahul Gandhi essentially was disproving what Rahul Gandhi said in his very first presser.
Okay, I again want to steer this back to what has been said about Gen Z, and the point was made earlier, Ashutosh, when Tushar Gupta said, hold on a second, he said that all this while we today may say it is very innocent, but Gen Z has never been mentioned earlier by the leader of opposition. Has this deliberately been brought in? And why I keep asking this again and again is because politics will keep happening, governments will come and go, but once we get a mob on the street, there is no walking back from that. Are we opening the gates for rule of the mob? And is this a dangerous brand of politics on which we are opening the gates? Ashutosh.
Padmaja, first of all, let me remind my friend Tuhin Sinha that I would love that the Gen Z would like Tuhin Sinha to be the Prime Minister of the country that led by 75 plus years. Narendra Modi, or 74 years old Nitish Kumar, or 75 plus Mohan Bhagwat. See, when technology is changing so fast, that latest iPhone is getting obsolete in 6 months' time. We got a leader who is leading the country who is 75 plus. Now, that has to be decided, that has to be understood, that why there is a disconnect happening between the BJP leadership and the Gen Z. Why I'm saying so? Because the leadership was so out of touch with the reality that when the Pahalgam happened, Operation Sindoor, India was basically rejected by Americans and the Chinese both. We were isolated, and it was so tragic and ironical that when Lieutenant General Rahul Singh said that, and on the border we are facing two enemies, Chinese and the Pakistanis, India humiliatingly has to go to China to get on their side. So if the leadership is so out of touch, I think we have to understand this. The country will prefer to have a leader in 30s or 40s or in 50s, not in 75, 80s when technology
If the leadership is out of touch, then the people will vote them out. You don't ask Gen Z to come on the streets. Whoever has been out of touch, whoever has been rejected by the people, it happens at the ballot, sir. It will not happen through Gen Z or through Gen Y.
No. Padmaja, let me add this. I think 2024 election is a warning signal to the Prime Minister. Second point, not me. Even the Panchijan has written 3 years back that elections are not won in the face of Narendra Modi. Third point I would like to make. It is so simple, and one has to understand this, that why there is so much problem, that this is the mob which demolished Babri Masjid, or it is the mob which demolished Indira Gandhi's regime in 1777. It is mob led by Gandhi which got India freedom. Why are we so worried about the mob? Is it because we want to create a dictatorship in the country? We want to create
No, but there is a difference between a mob. You cannot say what happened in Nepal in any way can be compared to the Andolan that was led by JP.
So
that was an Andolan. What happened in Ramlila Maidan, you may disagree with it, but at the end of the day, that was an Andolan. What Gandhiji did was an Andolan. It happened peacefully. It was a peaceful movement. But when you say, get on the streets and fight, that's a mob.
Tell me one thing, on 16th December 1992, was it mob or was it agitation? Who will decide this? Supreme Court has categorically said it's a criminal
act. It started as an agitation. The Ram Mandir movement was an agitation. The Rath Yatra was an agitation. But what happened was a mob, and it has been recorded by the Supreme Court. The people who are accused are also unnamed people who were part of that mob, and sir, you know that. It's there in the Supreme Court judgment as well.
Means BJP is really worried that the Gen Z has no trust with the present leadership. That's why they assume that the mob will come on the street and the similar things happen in India as it happened in Nepal. If that is the reality, that is what BJP is
I will leave it at that. Is
them.
it a trust deficit with the leadership right now? Or is there a trust deficit in the opposition? Or is the opposition losing trust in the democratic process, which is why they have to appeal to somebody outside of the process, which is the nameless, faceless Gen Z? Thanks very much, all gentlemen and Mahima Singh, for joining me. On a parting, lighter note, though, I have to say that Ashutosh ji, you look the most representative of Gen Z today with your very snazzy shirt. On that note, I'm going to thank you all. Remember, today the Gen Z of India is being exhorted to fight vote chori and save the constitution. Sure, Gen Z must fight the good fight, but is it a fight at all, or are you being asked to fight someone else's political battle? So Gen Z, listen to this. First, in his vote chori press conference, Rahul Gandhi said that votes were deleted in the Alan seat of Karnataka in a targeted fashion. He said that maximum deletions have taken place inside Congress strongholds, giving the impression that at least a few thousand voters would have been removed from the rolls across the top 10 polling booths that he mentioned. That's wrong. The fact is that in 2023, only 24 votes were actually deleted. The Karnataka Chief Election Officer has made it clear that 6,018 Form 7 applications were received for deletion, but the EC got suspicious, checked their veracity, and rejected 5,994 incorrect applications. And yes, people will try and tell you that the Congress only said an attempt was made. That is not true. In multiple places by Rahul Gandhi and by Congress leaders, the claim of actual deletions has been made repeatedly, as well as on Congress social media handles. Now let's come to the logic being offered for these deletions, this vote chori. The Congress said that in Aland, votes were stolen in order to make it loose. The fact is that Congress not only won this seat, but they won it after a gap of 34 years. It's nothing short of a miracle. They won it for the first time in 34 years in 2023 after this alleged vote chori. Then logically, the suspicion should be falling on the Congress for chori, shouldn't it? Third is the simple case of legal recourse. A CID probe was initiated in 2023 itself in Karnataka into these allegations. At that time, by the way, the BJP was in power in the state, which means that they started the investigation. Since then, the AC claims it has shared all required material, which the Congress denies. Even if that is true, even if the EC hasn't shared material with the CID, what would be the next logical step? The courts, isn't it? And this week itself, the efficacy of such a step has been proven. Look at the case of 2 seats in the same 2023 Karnataka Assembly elections. The Congress alleged problems in Aland, the BJP alleged problems in Melur. But the difference is that the BJP went to the Karnataka High Court with its complaint against the outcome in Melur, with the result that on the 16th of September, the Karnataka High Court ruled in the BJP's favor and put the election result on hold in Melur. The Congress could have achieved the same in Aland if they think that the result there is suspect, and if they think that the CID probe is being stonewalled. Wouldn't going to court be the only logical step? This is as far as logic and facts are concerned. Now, I can predict to you that the number one foolish response to this from the usual suspects will be, "Arey, why is the media defending the Election Commission?" To this stupidity, there can be no answer except that facts talk for themselves. But to you, Gen Z, you know better. And when you do make up your mind, you deserve to know all of these facts. Now let's talk about the other big story of the day. Another embarrassment for the Congress, thanks to an affidavit submitted in the Delhi High Court by jailed JKLF terrorist Yasin Malik, currently serving life for terror funding. In his affidavit, Malik claimed that during his 2006 visit to Pakistan, which was facilitated by the Indian government, he was asked by the then Special Director of Intelligence Bureau, VK Joshi, not only to engage with Pakistani political leaders, but also with terrorist figures like Lashkar-e-Taiba chief Hafiz Saeed as part of a back-channel peace initiative endorsed by the Indian government. Already, that was embarrassing enough. And then quickly, you had Sam Pitroda get into the mix. When he was talking about his experiences of the neighborhood, Mr. Pitroda also jumped in and said that whenever he goes to Pakistan, he feels very much at home, with the predictable result that the BJP accused the Congress of having more love for Pakistan than even its own citizens.
Our foreign policy, according to me, must first focus on our neighborhood. Can we really substantially improve relationship with our neighbor? I've been to Pakistan, and I must tell you, I felt at home. I've been to Bangladesh, I've been to Nepal, and I feel at home. I don't feel like I'm in foreign country.
All right, and continuing with us, of course, is Advocate Mahima Singh. Tuhin Sinha is also here with us. Tuhin Sinha, when you talk about, the love for Pakistan, SP Vaid, former DGP of Jammu and Kashmir, is also joining us now. When you talk about love for Pakistan, the counter argument is that Yasin Malik has also spoken about his meetings with the former Prime Minister, Mr. Vajpayee. Why are you painting the Congress into a corner?
Well, Padmaja, it's no longer just Congress Party's love for Pakistan. It's some sort of a morbid infatuation, which now the entire country finds very intriguing. Please note that Yasin Malik's meeting with Hafiz Saeed was preceded with a meeting of his with, the then Prime Minister, Dr. Manmohan Singh, on February 17, 2006. And what followed Yasin Malik's Hafiz Saeed were escalated attacks by Pakistan on India, which included the series of train blasts on 11 July 2006 and 26/11/2008. So was that a failed mission of the Congress Party? Nobody is doubting over here the intentions of Prime Minister Manmohan Singh or the Congress government. But it shows how off the mark they were on national security issues and what a national security disaster the UPA government was. Now coming to Sam Pitroda finds Pakistan home-like barely 3 months after the Pahalgam attack, barely 3 months after the Operation Sindoor. This only shows that, his thoughts are an extension of Rahul Gandhi's thoughts, because barely 10 days after Operation Sindoor was halted, Rahul Gandhi had begun to toe a pro-Pakistan line by trying to manipulate a victory into surrender. He was the one who wanted to give Pakistan the leeway and save them the embarrassment of 12 PAF air bases being destroyed, and wanted to make it seem that India had surrendered.
Okay, so you want to tie all together Yasin Malik, Sam Pitroda, what Rahul Gandhi has said about Operation Sindoor. Before you respond to that, Mahima Singh, I want to bring in Mr. Vaid as well. Sir, because you yourself have been in uniform, is it fair to pin these kind of operations on any one government? Everyone knows intelligence agencies engage with all kinds of people. This happens on the back channel. Is it fair to say that Dr. Manmohan Singh in particular was responsible for Yasin Malik going and meeting Hafiz Saeed?
Good evening, Padma Jaji. All these Hurriyat and separatist leaders were being handled by various agencies, including Intelligence Bureau. And irrespective of political government, these agencies do continue their job. Back channel things do happen, but it's very. I really doubt how prudent it would have been to use a terrorist like Yasin Malik to approach Hafiz Sayed, who is such a India hater. Were we begging from Hafiz Sayed for peace and solution of the Kashmir problem? You saw how many attacks took place even after this meeting, and that shows Hafiz Sayed, who has been responsible for thousands of killings in India and number of attacks, including Mumbai attack. I don't know whose idea it was, but it is a disastrous idea to approach Hafiz Sayed through Yasin Malik, who himself has been a very known terrorist who was responsible for killing 4 of our Air Force personnel and number of Kashmiri Pandit Hindus who were killed. So using Yasin Malik, sending him to Pakistan, and then he comes back and debriefs the Prime Minister, and in his affidavit he says Prime Minister thanked him. I think it shows a very bad handling problem like Kashmir. I think that's my view. I don't know. Were we using him as an emissary to Hafiz Sayed? And what do you expect from Hafiz Sayed, is such an India hater?
What were we expecting, Mahima Singh? Using a terrorist as a courier with another terrorist, Mahima Singh.
So, Padmaja, I was very carefully listening to the BJP spokesperson and then, of course, the revered panelist on your show. But I would say that, there's a very critical question one must ask after reading the 85-page submission that Yasin Malik has made before the High Court. Who issued the passport to Yasin Malik in 2001? It was the Vajpayee government. Not only that, he goes on to tell us that Ajit Doval came to meet him in Tihar jail. Ajit Doval also took him to then meet, Shamal Datta and Brijesh Mishra. Ajit Doval was, of course, the special director of the IB at that point in time. And he took him to meet Brijesh Mishra, who was the security advisor of Mr. Vajpayee's, and Shamal Datta, who was the IB chief at that point in time. And then, Padmaja, what is very interesting and intriguing to watch, that probably what the BJP spokesperson is talking about what happened in 2006 in Mumbai, maybe the seeds were sown in 2001, between 1999 and 2001, when Yasin Malik in his affidavit has written, and I want to read it verbatim. I replied, I will try my level best. From Delhi, I called our General Secretary JKLF's Rafiq Dar in POK and advised him to arrange my phone call with United Jihad Council Chief Saeed Salahuddin. In the evening, Saeed Salahuddin called me on my mobile in Delhi. I suggested to him it will not be prudent to oppose the Prime Minister's Ramzan ceasefire. This he has written to, of course, the request that was put before him by Vajpayee government's interlocutor on Pakistan, R.K. Mishra, who had invited him to multiple meetings with, with the NSA. And I think, one needs to look at this 85-page document in entirety and not in isolation. Because what he talks about is 6 governments. 6 prime minister he's talked about, including VP Singh, including PV Narasimha Rao, including Dr. Manmohan Singh, including Mr. Vajpayee. So what the BJP is trying to do is play with fire here when they're trying to politicize this affidavit that Yasin Malik has put before the High Court, because Yasin Malik was issued a passport by none other than the Vajpayee government.
Padmaja, in India's history, the biggest and the most frequent terror attacks have taken place between 2006 and 2008. on an average, there would be a bomb blast every 40 days across the country. And that happened. Now we know that that was the result of UPA's miscalculation, misjudgment, and of their attempts to mainstream certain terrorists and make them interlocutors. Let Congress not get away with this fact. I think the Congress party needs to accept that its policies, its soft policies towards terrorists was a national security disaster. And if they don't accept it, then obviously, the people of this country know who to trust on national security issues.
Okay, Mr. Ved, do you agree when the Congress says that the BJP is playing with fire when they drag national security into politics? Yasin Malik has spoken of talking to multiple prime ministers, not just Dr. Manmohan Singh. Mr. Ved.
See, Padmaja, this is what happens when there is no consistent policy in Delhi about Kashmir, and we have been raising this issue even in 90s and early 2000. Across the board, many governments had been following policy with no consistency, unlike Pakistan, which had a very, very clear policy about what to do in Kashmir. So I think recently, after last 10 years, we are seeing now a very consistent policy, which was lacking earlier, whether it was Congress government or BJP government, whichever government, we had seen how Mr. Bajpayee took the risk his political career went to Pakistan. And what did we get after that? You had Kargil. So I think all the governments in the 90s and 2000, we had dilly-dallying and not a consistent approach towards Kashmir problem.
Absolutely, because at the end of the day, neither this back channel nor politics is going to help. It's only going to be a consistent policy which puts India first. I'm unfortunately completely out of time, but really hope that issues like this are not dragged into politics. Thanks very much, gentlemen, Mahima Singh, for joining me.
Hello, Moto.
Moto G96 5G. All eyes on you.
Fenesta Windows. Beautiful and durable designs. Installation से मेंटेनेंस की लाइफ लॉन्ग कस्टमर सर्विस. आपके घर में फिनेस्टा नहीं है तो कॉल कीजिए.
फाइनर फिनेस्टा.
बहू, आज जो कुछ हमारे पास है सब इनकी देन है. एक अगरबत्ती की दुकान से इतना बड़ा बिजनेस खड़ा किया.
प्रणाम दादाजी.
दादाजी, ये तो पुष्पा अगरबत्ती के मालिक हैं, घनश्याम दास. इनके स्टॉक्स में इन्वेस्ट किया था, इसीलिए आज ये सब कुछ है.
जो आगे की सोचते हैं ग्रो करते हैं. डाउनलोड ग्रो फॉर स्टॉक्स, म्यूचुअल फंड्स एंड आईपीओ.
और ये कौन सी कंपनी के मालिक हैं?
ये तो दादाजी हैं.
प्रतिभूति बाजार में निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है. निवेश करने से पहले सभी संबंधित दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें.
The singer Zubeen Garg, who shot to fame with the popular song Ya Ali, passed away in Singapore after a freak scuba diving accident. He was 52 years old. His remains will be brought back to India tomorrow.
Hello, Moto.
Moto G96 5G. All eyes on you.
What seems settled for me is unfinished business. So I rewind. I pause. I reflect. I dig until what's buried stands up to be counted. Breaking ground, not just headlines, the meaning behind them. This is Breaking Ground with me, Vedika Sood.
फिनिस्टा विंडोज, ब्यूटीफुल एंड ड्यूरेबल डिजाइन्स, इंस्टॉलेशन से मेंटेनेंस की लाइफ लॉन्ग कस्टमर सर्विस। आपके घर में फिनिस्टा नहीं है तो कॉल कीजिए।
फाइनर फिनिस्टा।
बहू, आज जो कुछ हमारे पास है सब इनकी देन है। एक अगरबत्ती की दुकान से इतना बड़ा बिजनेस खड़ा किया।
प्रणाम दादाजी।
दादाजी, ये तो पुष्पा अगरबत्ती के मालिक हैं, घनश्याम दास। इनके स्टॉक्स में इन्वेस्ट किया था, इसीलिए आज ये सब कुछ है।
जो आगे की सोचते हैं ग्रो करते हैं। डाउनलोड ग्रो फॉर स्टॉक्स, म्यूचुअल फंड्स एंड IPO।
और ये कौन सी कंपनी के मालिक हैं?
ये तो दादाजी हैं।
प्रतिभूति बाजार में निवेश बाजार जोखिमों के अधीन है। निवेश करने से पहले सभी संबंधित दस्तावेजों को ध्यान से पढ़ें।
The Tejas has what's called an all-glass cockpit. It's a cockpit designed by Indian pilots and engineers for an Indian requirement. I've had the opportunity of checking it out on a sortie on the Tejas Mark 1 trainer. What's the Tejas Mark 1A cockpit all about? Let's take a look. Never easy getting into a fighter cockpit, particularly for someone like me, 6'2". But this cockpit it's superb. And in having flown sorties on the F-16, the F-18, the Yas-39 Gripen, on the MiG-35, on the Su-30 MKI, on the Sea Harrier, and I probably could go on, I can tell you that this is as good and as functional a cockpit as any among those aircraft. It's a hands and throttle and stick configuration. The pilot has got all of the controls on the throttle, on my side over here, and on the stick. And between the throttle and the stick, they can essentially fly the aircraft effectively by looking out and up. Situational awareness is absolutely critical. So all of the key information that is needed comes over here in the head-up display. That has all the essential flight parameters. Come and show the head-up display over here, which has all the critical flight parameters. And in addition to that, the pilot has got multifunction displays over here as well. So there are 3 MFDs over here. The information between the 3 can in fact be replicated. So you can swap them over here. You can replicate the information. There are 2 smaller ones over here. This is pretty much contemporary. It's what the Indian Air Force wants. As you move into the Tejas Mark II and ultimately the AMCA, India Stealth Platform, there would be single-piece multifunction displays which would be incorporated into the design. So there you have it, a look at the Tejas Mark 1A cockpit. Very functional. It's not really small, even though the Tejas itself is not a very big aircraft by any means, but it's snug, it fits a certain purpose, and with the new bubble canopy as well, you can actually look around much better than in the past. So there you have it, a brief look at the cockpit of the Tejas Mark 1A. Behind me, you've got a fighter aircraft. It's about yellow-green in color right now, but once this Tejas Mark 1A takes off, she's going to be the latest Tejas to be trialed ahead of delivery to the Indian Air Force. But the story of the Tejas is not the only story of Hindustan Aeronautics. It is a massive manufacturer of aircraft, of helicopters, of systems, and a lot more.
I'm joined now by Dr. D.K. Sunil. He is the Chairman and Managing Director. Thanks very much.
Thank you.
And he's the big boss over here. He makes these planes, but he'll say all his other people do, but actually he does. It's wonderful to speak to you. And we'll talk all about Hindustan Aeronautics. And I tend to agree with you when you say that people just talk about Tejas and HAL. There's so much more. But while we are at it, and we have this wonderful Tejas behind us, this is going to be the latest Tejas, and it's yet to fly.
This is the 9th aircraft of the LCA Mark 1A.
Right.
9th aircraft. It's ready for flying now. And as you can see in this hangar, this is the first factory, which is the Tejas division. And you can see the 10th aircraft on the back side.
Yeah.
And the 11th is in the other plant.
Yeah.
The 12th is here going on.
Yeah.
And 13 is there, 14. So we have all these aircraft coming into the final stages of equipping and getting ready. We have the other aircraft in the second division, which is the aircraft division.
And we're going to go there. But let's talk about the Mark 1A first, because it's wonderful news for you that the government has now invested in total across the previous orders and the new orders 110,000 crore rupees for the project, for the Mark 1A. I'm not looking at the Mark 1, not looking at the Mark 2, but that is huge for you because the responsibility is clear. Make these fighters, make them fast. What does this order mean for you and for HAL?
Yes, you see the effort of over, I would say, 3 decades of bringing this aircraft from the drawing board into production, producing those first LSP aircraft, the IOC, FOC, and this is the culmination of that, where we have moved to an aircraft which is very capable. It has aerial refueling capability, it has got a air-to-air missile, it's got a Astra BVR, it's got NGLGB, it's got a very capable radar, AESA radar, it's got a...
And it will soon have an Indian radar.
Yes, in the next the 97 contract that we are doing, it will have the Uttam and the Indian EW.
Let's talk a little bit about what you're talking about. And essentially, this is a model of a Russian missile. But this is going to be, this R-73 will be replaced by the Astra. And you'll be firing the Astra and the Astra Mark II of this particular pylon, or a pylon slung under this. And the capability will be much more than the present Mark 1, right?
Yes, the Mark 1 Alpha is in a class by itself. Today, you can fire the R-73, you can have the BVR Astra, and going down the line, you will have the Astra Mark II as when it comes up. Because we have total control of the software, the mission computer as well as the weapon control software, we are able to integrate any weapon. So in the second version, we will also have another missile coming in from MBDA. So the capabilities of this are only going to increase. And
the Meteor, right, is
Meteor,
what might come in.
The Meteor.
For the Mark II?
For the second batch.
Of Mark 1 is?
Yes, Mark 1 Alphas.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So this is a aircraft which has a huge growth potential. Now you have a very capable AESA radar, you have a very capable EW suite. It's a question of adding weapons and capabilities as we go along.
Let's walk. No, that's fascinating. And but I think the key question is, in as much as it is evolving, the technology around us is also evolving. Yes. So we've seen the Chinese get into 5th generation, 6th generation aircraft, low observability. And of course, we have our AMCA program. We'll talk about that later. How relevant is the Mark 1A and the Tejas Mark II for the Indian Air Force, given the threats that exist?
You see, any Air Force would have a bunch of aircraft having different roles, right? The Mark 1 Alpha fits a certain role, the Mark 2 will fit a certain role as a replacement for the Jaguars, and this is a replacement for the Big 21s, basically interceptor role. So I think it's a bouquet of aircraft that they would have. So the stealth would have its own position and requirement. So I don't think it's a question of this or that. I think both will be required, and in numbers.
I think it's fascinating to see your extremely highly trained engineers and technicians actually build the plane. And I think this is the first time we're actually seeing this on television. I think it's a good point to talk about the skill set. Because to get people of this standard is not easy. You can't just build a plane unless there are those who How much of a challenge is that? Because everything they do has to be right.
Yes, we spend a lot of time and money training our people. We take them on and there's the initial training and then they come on.
Yeah.
If you look at the kind of wiring that is there, I'll show you on the next aircraft, it's really mind-boggling. There are probably 20 kilometers of cabling that's going on inside. So it requires these different skill sets. There's an electrical person, there's somebody working on the landing gear.
We'll focus on the wiring inside.
Wiring, please look at that. It's humongous. The kind of cabling that you're seeing.
Yeah.
You can see, this is the kind of cabling that's going on. And each of these, the landing gear, people are working on it. Parallelly, you have these different sets of people with different skill sets.
Yeah.
And you could see the rear, you will have the engine people, the hydraulics. So it's a team effort where everybody comes in and you have to put this together. And it's mind-boggling unless the...
And the training of each of these engineers, these technicians, these aircraft fitters, it must take a long period of time.
Yes, many of them have put in decades of service and they train the next generation that comes in. So this is not, as you said, off the shelf. You can't get these people. These are people who need to know. If you would look at some of the places he tries to access, it's very, very difficult. You can just have a look at that, how difficult and how tight it is.
Yeah.
And they will have to, so unless you know the aircraft and how a piping is done, how the looming is done, and what precautions to take, it would be very difficult to understand how the looming is done. You can see
but
that
this is an interesting segue for me to talk about the structure itself. This is carbon composite.
Yes.
It's entirely Indian, and it represents a huge spur in our own indigenous technology. That has added so much.
Yes.
And the offshoots of carbon composite technology or composite technology is massive, isn't it?
Yes, because it is almost 80% by surface area is composite.
Yeah.
That's what makes it that much lighter.
Yeah.
And it also leads into all the future aircraft.
Yeah.
This technology, whether it's Mach 2 or the AMCA, it's going to be all composite.
Now you are at what with the percentage of Atmanirbharta or indigenization on Mark 1A? Above 60 or 60%?
Yeah, and we're about
approximately?
62%.
Right.
And in the 97 order, we have been mandated to do 70%.
I'm going to walk back over here to the radar, which is absolutely fascinating because while it has an Israeli radar now, the Elta 2052, what will be housed over here is the Uttam radar.
Yeah.
And that's Indian as well.
Yes, that's designed by DRDO.
How important is it for us to get that happening and fast?
It is perhaps the biggest breakthrough that has happened, that we have this radar, the technology. Because as we go forward, you want to integrate more technologies or you want to have a guided missile, you need to have both ends of the link, both the radar as well as the missile. So it becomes very important that this control is with us. Now, once
and it's going to be an AESA radar, an actively electronically scanned array radar using gallium nitride technology.
Yes.
And the reason I point this out is because that is the state of the art.
Yes.
In many senses, the radar the Rafale has is not gallium nitride. It's gallium arsenide.
Yes, gallium arsenide.
Whereas what you have or are going to get is better in many respects.
Yes, the gallium nitride basically gives you better power density and the heat dissipation is much better. So it is a generation ahead of gallium arsenide.
Shall we walk up the stairs?
Yeah, please.
We'll walk up the stairs. You want to go up first?
We could show you that aircraft.
We'll come to that next.
Yeah, please.
So this is a trainer. It's a Mark 1 trainer, right?
Yes, it's a Mark 1 twin-seater, as you can see. And it would just give you an idea. You can look at the cockpit, the way it is laid out, the number of pipes. You have everything coming to this place.
Yeah.
You have this cupola, the cabling. This is a twin-seater configuration.
And you'll have the Mark 1A trainers as well.
Yes.
And
the difference will be, today the Mark 1 trainer that we have has a mechanically scanned radar.
Right.
And now we will have to put the Uttam into that, and also the SRK, which is the Indian EW suite.
And that's another area of evolution, electronic warning systems.
Yeah, electronic warfare, essentially, it's a jammer. So you lock on if somebody is locked on to you, your radar warning receiver gives you the warning.
Yeah.
And the jammer is slave to that.
Yeah.
And it will jam that particular missile.
So
it's a self-protection scheme.
Right. Now, before we talk about the other Tejas and other platforms that you have, delivery schedules are key. That depends obviously on the engine.
Yes.
Assuming you get the General Electric G404 at the rate that you want, how soon would you be able to give these to the Air Force?
So today, what I'm showing you here,
this
is the 9th aircraft which is on the flight line.
Yeah.
It's got an engine. We're going to test it.
Yeah.
As I said, we are using the engines that we have to rotate them. But we have 3 Cat A engines.
Yeah.
So 3 of them are ready.
Yeah.
And as of today, 10 aircraft are in final stage in the flying.
So
they
if
are in
you
the
had
flight
10
line.
engines in a short period of time, you can just hand them over.
Yes, they're ready. That's what I'm.
So it boils down to that engine.
Engine is the crucial thing. And the third engine has come.
Shall we go and see the engines?
Yes, please. Let's look
We're
at
going
that.
to go. And But before we do that, what a beautiful trainer this is.
Yes,
and sir, as somebody who's at Total Av Geek, let me tell you, sir, I flew on the Tejas trainer with the 2010, this thing, it was tail mark or the registration number. The finish of this, the quality of manufacture, the quality of build has gone up.
Yes, definitely. Definitely, we have learnt over the last 40 aircraft.
Right.
And we have also been doing a lot of improvement in the manufacturing process itself. So what you see today, this is the last 2 of the FOC contract. So they are ready for delivery.
Right.
And shortly
so you're going to take me now to the...
You will go to the second plant.
Right, and we can take a look at that engine and talk a little bit about that.
Let's go to the second plant.
After you, sir. And you've got more planes over there, right? Which
Yes.
have been fully sort of assembled and
Which are
ready.
on the flight line. We call them that they are on the flight line. They've been tested.
Yeah.
The contractor sorties are done.
Yeah.
Typically 3 to 4 sorties.
Yeah.
And then we,
Chale wo dusra hangar.
keep the aircraft ready.
Yeah.
For the Cat A engine to come. Otherwise, in all respects, they would have been tested for the envelope, and the aircraft is ready to go.
But tell me one thing, sir. We have a big deal in the works also with General Electric for them to transfer a great deal of technology. That's for the G414, right?
Yes.
So ultimately, a lot of this engine technology would be here. I mean, I'm talking about the Tejas Mark II, obviously.
Yes.
But engine technology, we would see that. So the indigenization rate would go up. Is that right?
Definitely, definitely. We in Mark 414, the government has mandated that it should be 80% TOT.
Yeah.
Because there are some parts which the IPR is not owned by G. So,
right.
But it's 80% that we are now negotiating. We've had about 6 rounds with the General Electric. And we also have a team now going in early October.
Yeah.
We are having video conference along with them. So I think that's moving forward.
Sure.
We are trying to basically flesh out that 80% so that tomorrow there is no confusion about what exactly we mean.
Yeah.
So we are asking General Electric to tell us what are the drawings and processes they can give us, and what is, with a third party.
Sure.
We'll have to work to see that there are no gaps. So that point is now we're coming to a close, and then we'll go to the commercial negotiations.
But sir, tell me a little bit about the Tejas Mark II. Now, my grouse is that you haven't flown it as yet. You haven't prototyped it as yet. Why was that so slow? The rollout of the aircraft.
The prototyping has already started. We have the center fuselage is already done. The wings already are made in our R&D center. This rollout will happen, as you see. One of the issues is during prototyping there will be changes. You make a part, and there could be changes because of change in design. So the initial prototype is always a tricky one because there are continuous changes coming in. So notwithstanding that, we will be able to get the aircraft ready by the end of this financial year, get it to roll out, and the first flight we are now targeting end of the year, early next year, that we should start flying it, because it takes almost 6 months to go from, say, the aircraft readiness. These are production aircraft.
Yeah.
Where most of the systems are done. You have a lot of what are called RFTs. You do the tests, and then you clear it for flight.
Right.
But when you're doing the aircraft for the first time, there are huge question marks. So every single test you would have some surprises.
And how many years or sorties would you need before you arrive at an agreement that, okay, this is what we want and now we can manufacture it?
My feeling is after first flight, today we are much better off compared to earlier days. Feeling is 3 to 4 years is the certification time, because we will build multiple prototypes and we will go through so 3 to 4 years. So if we fly in 27, by 30 I think we'll be there a good stage for going to manufacture. And as you know, in all LCA or all our indigenous products, there's always a concurrent design manufacture. So if we come to a certain maturity, and then we start talking to the Air Force about a LSP, limited series production order, and then we start building that. So maybe 1 year earlier we start building.
And that would be a completely improved variant of the Mark 1A. It would be it's a larger aircraft, right, with a different engine.
I wouldn't say it is a variant of Mark 1A. It's a new aircraft. It's a much bigger aircraft. We will be in the class of the Jaguar or the Mirage, the 18-ton category.
Right.
And
you should call it the LCA then.
Yes, in fact, that's a question we've been discussing, that it's no more an LCA, it's an 18-ton aircraft. And
which is in the class of the Jaguar Mirage 2000.
Yes.
As opposed to how many tons is this, the Mark 1A?
This is about 12 to 13 if you call up. Right. So the idea is it's a new aircraft. A lot of systems we have tried to use it from this. So that we don't redesign everything. A lot of avionics, if we can pull it from here, goes into that.
So what is there in this hangar?
This is the...
I can see that Hawk also.
You can see this is the 404. This is the third engine, right?
So this is the one that this is the engine that just come.
Just come. The new engine
just
that's
like
come.
Just a few days back.
And
so this is going to be installed in one of these aircraft.
Yes.
And it's going to be sent off to the user.
You can see this is the second aircraft, 34.
This is going to be on this aircraft.
It's going to be on this 41. On tail number 41.
Tell us a little about the engine now, since the people have got such interest now in the G404 engine. It gets, but tell us about it's been very reliable for starters.
Yes. It's a very excellent engine. And about 74 kilonewtons. And you can see all the systems are mounted on that, like the fuel pumps, the FedEx. The FedEx comes on this side. That's the FedEx. The full authority digital engine control, right? This is the heart, the software which controls the fuel flow and the thrust. So as you see, there are multiple subsystems which are mounted. The fuel pumps, the lubrication system, the digital controller, and of course the engine itself. As you go from this end to that end, you will have the compressor, the combustor, the turbine, and finally
so you're getting how many a month now? I mean, they're making promises and are they delivering?
We should get 2 a month from August, but we've got 1 in August. I do hope they can ramp up, but they've promised us.
And they fly these in, do they?
No, they have a test bench where they do that, and they test it to the full power, and then they certify it and send it to us here. And you can see it's mounted in this part, the rear part, where it is. The mounting itself takes about a day or two. And you could see that the afterburner section is what sticks out.
No, I'm saying the engine, when it comes from the United States, they freight it to us or on an aircraft which comes in, or?
Yes, it comes on a air freight, and it's a separate box is there for the engine. Comes in that and comes through air freight.
I promised you, and I fully believe that we must talk about other aircraft. Otherwise, we keep talking about the Tejas forever. But it's just so wonderful to see these completely ready products. We're just waiting for the engine before they are before they're shipped out.
These are all the fighters, as I said. So now you have 1, 2, 3, 4 here. These are there, and the other place you have seen 4 of them. So
but I see an HTT-40.
This is the HTT-40. The first aircraft we are building both at Nasik and here. This is the first aircraft which has come to the final assembly.
Have you got an order for the HTT-40?
Yes, we have an order for 70. We're going to build 10 of them here and 60 of them in Nasik. You could just have a look at the stages of this.
Of course.
This come to the final assembly. This is an aircraft which will be used by the rookie pilots.
Extensively,
Extensively.
And it will replace the Pilatus.
Yes.
PC-21,
You could see now we have come to a stage where we have even mounted the engine,
Yeah.
the Honeywell engine.
Yeah.
That's the Honeywell engine you can
Yeah.
see. And it's got a very capable cockpit.
Yeah.
If you could see here, capable glass cockpit, and it's now got very stable spin characteristics. And it's the ideal training vehicle for a rookie pilot.
Yeah.
And as you know, in Aero India,
Yeah.
we showcase the Yashas,
Yes.
which is, the revitalized version of the IJT, where we had spin issues, we fixed those spin issues, and we have also put in a brand new glass cockpit.
Are you confident about the Indian Air Force taking on the Yashas in
We
a period of
have
time?
already agreed that
So there will be one beneath the Hawk, right? In terms
Yes,
of capability
exactly.
and the phase
in
training.
terms of,
Yeah.
and we 12 numbers, they've agreed to take it on lease.
Yeah.
So we have given the proposal. So later, as they use it and they feel comfortable, I'm sure it will go to the next level.
Sure. And I must ask you, as we start wrapping this up, you've had some problems with helicopters. The Dhruv fleet has been grounded. There have been some technical issues.
Yeah.
Have you been able to find a cause of what is causing, say, the Naval or the Coast Guard Dhruvs to have issues? There have been a few crashes, unfortunately.
Yeah, out of the 3 crashes that have happened, 2 in the Coast Guard and 1 in the Navy.
Yeah.
In fact, we had 3 in the Coast Guard and 1 in the Navy.
Yeah.
3 of them are because of other reasons. I will say
It's not manufacturing.
it's not manufacturing. It's not related to the design.
It's not related to HAL.
Yeah, it's not related to design because there were issues either in terms of maintenance or in terms of the operations and so on. Whereas the latest that we had in the Coast Guard, where we had a fracture of the NRSP, that's something which we have now have a defect investigation committee which has gone into it. We've and we saw a very clear distinction that the Army and Air Force helicopters did not have this kind of defect. So we cleared them. They're flying now. We brought in all the gearboxes and we had a thorough check. We did the NDTs to check whether there was any crack, and we found that there was nothing in the Army and Air Force, so we cleared them. In the naval variant, we have looked at whether it's corrosion, whether it's stress and so on. We also did deck landing. The usage pattern was different from the Air Force and Army. So we went to the Vizag and we did deck landing under rough sea conditions, and that data has come now. The defect investigation committee is going to meet shortly.
Yeah.
So I think we'll get a picture now what's the root cause and what we need to do.
Right.
So that part
So in
is
a
done.
finite period of time, you'll get a fix.
Yes,
Because
definitely.
the helicopters they've been grounded presently.
Yeah, there are about.
How soon do you?
This month this DI we should be able to close, and then we will start the if there is a modification or a one-time check, we will start that immediately.
But you don't know how soon the fleet can be back up in the air at this stage.
It would be a few months, my expectation, because this variant there are about 29 of them. So it would be
across the Navy and Coast Guard.
Yes, 16 each we had supplied, and the Coast Guard has lost a couple. Coast Guard has lost 3, in fact, and Navy has lost 1, so 4. So we'd have 28 helicopters. So at the rate of about 4 to 5 gearboxes a month, we should be able to do it in max 6 months, 6 to 7 months.
Sure. Well, sir, it's been wonderful speaking to you, and let's hope that it all works out for the helicopter division, for the fighter division. We'll have to have another conversation in the future on AMCA, which is going to be that stealth platform, which is so very important. But these are fresh with their paint. They look absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
And now with the engines coming in,
Yeah.
we'll have this additional capability as well.
Yes.
Thank you, sir, very much.
Thank
for
you,
being with
thank
us.
you.
Thank you. Appreciate
So
it.
nice.
Well, there you have it, the CMD of Hindustan Aeronautics telling us about the company, about the technologies. We focused a great deal on the Tejas, but that has a great deal to do with the orders which have been placed. As I mentioned, approximately 110,000 crore rupees, more than 110,000 crore rupees have been invested in the Tejas Mark 1A alone.
We're the only country with such a large population of youth and yuva.
Pure talent और कुछ नहीं है.
बिल्कुल आने वाला फ्यूचर काफ़ी अच्छा है स्पोर्ट्स का।
Luck, patience and a lot of tolerance.
Life can change overnight.
जीवन में मैंने कोशिश की है सदैव चुनौती को अपनाने की।
We need to work towards an egalitarian society, regardless of gender and orientation.
हेलो बोलिए मैडम, डब्बा ट्रेडिंग कब से चल रहा है पता है मैडम आपको? हम और आप तो जन्म भी नहीं हुआ था हमारा।
We investigated a shady advisory firm that has spent big bucks on advertising on the front pages of national dailies.
ये आपको बिल्कुल उसका ऐसे हल्का सा भी खौफ नहीं है।
मैडम एक बार को खौफ किस लिए रखना चाहिए तो बताओ, कौन सा गलत काम कर रहा हूँ मैं?
After our report, we also saw NSE came out with a cautionary circular to the investors. Market Regulator Securities and Exchange Board of India has also come out with a release talking about the actions that it has taken. Cyber complaint has also been filed against the entities involved in this entire dabba trading scam.
The markets move fast.
And so should your portfolio. Expert insights, real-time stock picks.
Do I buy Ola?
Should I hold CDSL for the long term?
Buy, sell or hold.
The answers you need, straight from the experts.
Callers from India and across the world. Connect live, ask, decide and invest wisely.
Your portfolio, your future. Ask Profit.
Pulling us
Other
into this
opposition
country.
They argue, I conclude. They deflect, I drill down. This isn't a free-for-all. It's a reckoning. No filler, no fog. Only the facts and where they lead. Every night at 9, the case closes because the buck stops here.
Well, we're on an incredible piece of Indian engineering. Shiv and I are absolutely privileged to be here with Larsen & Toubro in Hazira near Surat. This is a tank. It's called the Zorawar. It takes the battle to the Chinese in altitudes upwards of 15,000 feet.
You know, Vishnu, it's actually incredible that for a country that has fought so many wars in the mountains and at high altitude, a country didn't know until it had another war on its hands that it needed a tank like the Zorawar.
No, you're
that's
quite
the
right.
kind of tank we're sitting on.
You're absolutely right. Now, India does have a history of light tanks.
Yeah.
We've had the Sherman tank, pushed up the Zojila Pass in 1948. We've had the AMX light tank. We've had the PT-76, but they weren't Indian.
Yeah.
This is an Indian tank for a new modern Indian requirement, and it stands out as the best tank of its class, possibly in the world.
There are tanks like the T-15, which the Chinese deployed in Ladakh during the standoff. There is the Sprut, which is a Russian tank, which the Russians have been offering us, hoping that India will buy it along with all the other Russian weapons. But the Indian Army and the Indian government took a decision that this was a requirement that needed to be met here in India. And that's the reason why, we use the phrase mission mode, Vishnu, which is building a weapon system like the Zorawar in response to a live threat or a live combat situation, which is what Eastern Ladakh really is. And that's the reason why Vishnu and I sitting here on the Zorawar means so much, Vishnu. This is the actual tank that was there in the mountains.
And this was a tank which was designed and developed and prototyped and rolled out in 21 months. This has already done trials quite successfully by L&T, not yet user trials, up in Ladakh, out in the desert as well. They are fixing it to make it even better, and very soon it's going to be handed over to the Indian Army to put it through some incredibly rigorous trials, because acquisition of these tanks in very large numbers takes place only once that's done.
Well, let's just talk a little bit about why mountain tanks are necessary, Vishnu. You know, in hundreds of meters because of snow, etc. How does a tank like this really help? And what is it like fighting in those altitudes?
A tank like this is crucial and is better in many senses than the existing tank we have because it's got a very high power to weight ratio and it's light. It weighs approximately 25 tons. You know, the main battle tanks of the class of the T-90 are more than twice the weight of this tank. And in the rarefied atmosphere of Ladakh, in temperatures which go down to minus 30, you know, minus 35, you need a light tank with a very high power to weight ratio to be able to operate. Forget about the gun for a moment, forget about the systems. If you don't have mobility, then you're nothing. And this tank is much more mobile at those altitudes than what we operate with.
So you've got a main gun, you've got this weapon over here, you've got missiles housed in that canister over there. So this is a hugely armed light tank. It's not just built for mobility, it's built to really deliver a punch and really deliver hurt to any adversary that comes anywhere within range of it. It has an incredible suite of electronics, targeting systems. There's crew comfort that's been built into the Zorawar.
Across the country. He has tracked the pulse of power from Washington to Korea. Witnessed history being made in global capitals and
Well, the fifth suspect in the fighting incident at actor Disha Patni's home in Uttar Pradesh's Bareilly last week has been injured in a police encounter. This encounter, it took place in the forests of the Shahi police station area in Bareilly. The suspect, Ram Nivas, also known as Deepak and Deepu, is a 19-year-old, a resident of Bedkala village in Rajasthan. He was carrying a reward of rupees 25,000. He was allegedly involved in the wrecking of the actor's ancestral home. My colleague Ranveer Singh now joins us on the phone line to get us more on this. Ranveer, take us through the details.
In Disha Patani's house shooting case, Bareilly police nabbed another accused named Ram Nivas in an encounter in Bareilly. So the total accused goes to 5. But another accused who helped all the shooters during the incidents is also in police custody. He is identified as Sunil. He provided bike to those who were involved in the shooting case. So it takes the accused number 6. So now Bareilly police it is investigating the accused who are arrested now. And 2 accused in this case were killed in an encounter in a joint operation by UP STF, Haryana STF and Delhi police. And another 2 who are juveniles, the name should not be disclosed, but both of them were arrested by Delhi Special Cell today morning. And after that, Bareilly police nabbed 1 accused who is identified as Ram Nivas. He hails from Rajasthan and he was also arrested in an encounter and he is now in hospital for treatment. And when media persons reached to him, he accepted that he was involved in the conspiracy of firing at Disha Patani's house. So total 6 accused in this case is in limelight and the interrogation is going on.
All right, Ranveer Singh there. Thank you very much for getting us all those details. And breaking news now coming in, and this is regard to the aftermath of the India-Pakistan game and the handshake row. The ex-BCCI president and the former India captain, Sourav Ganguly, he has now spoken on the India-Pakistan match and what transpired after. He says that not playing the match wasn't really an option. He also goes on to say that what Surya did was his own decision.
You will be at the helm of CAB once again, once the announcement is made after the AGM. So what's your vision and mission for CAB? Because you will be again coming back into the role of the president of CAB.
I have not thought about it yet because the current office bearers are still in office. So once the AGM happens, I'll get some time for myself and think about it. Yeah, I was very busy with the elections for this place, and that finished 4 days ago. So I had done a lot of campaigning and a lot of going around everywhere. So haven't thought about it, but we'll do once 22nd finishes.
Sir, any changes in your role with Delhi Capitals now that you will be coming into CAB's presidential?
I'm not with Delhi Capitals for next season, and after that the sports bill comes in. So we'll see where it goes.
And before I let you go, sir, you saw the India-Pakistan match. As a former Indian cricket skipper, how do you see Surya Kumar's role as the captain? Again, there was that whole no handshake controversy that broke out. Do you think he handled the situation very well and the decision to play that match?
Match had to happen. Once the schedule got announced, the match had to happen. And regarding the handshakes, he is the captain of India. It's his call. So whatever decision he has taken, he has taken.
And how do you see Team India? It's number one at the T2 position right now. Does this Asia Cup bolster the team further for the World Cup?
India is a very strong team. If things doesn't go desperately wrong, I think they'll win the Asia Cup. But obviously in T20, anything happens. One day, one team plays well. It's a short format, so you cannot predict. But obviously on paper, India is the strongest team. World T20, India will be the strongest team. They played the finals last time in West Indies. They won the Champions Trophy. So they get to the distance because there's so much quality. And they will be favourites in India as well because this is their home ground. They play here all the time. These days, home teams win World Cups, World tournaments. So that tag and that pressure is offloaded. And they will be a very strong contender in the World Cup too.
All right, news now from in Manipur. The forces were targeted and ambushed in Manipur, and this is the Assam Rifles vehicle that we are talking about that was targeted. 2 Assam Rifles Jawans, they have been pronounced dead. These injuries have also been reported in this particular ambush. This entire incident, it took place near Imphal Airport.
Well, very disturbing news indeed coming in from Manipur where, Assam Rifles, a vehicle column of the Assam Rifles that was moving in Manipur was ambushed by what the Assam Rifles has identified as unidentified terrorists. In fact, they were moving through, in the darkness through the built-up area of Nambol Sabal Lekai in the Bishnupur district of Manipur. And unidentified terrorists, according to the Assam Rifles, ambushed the column in the area, and there was ensuing action in which 2 Assam Rifles Jawans lost their lives, and of course 5 were injured. The 5 injured Jawans of the Assam Rifle have been moved to RIMS for treatment. RIMS Imphal is the place where they've been moved for treatment, and they're currently stable. In fact, N. Biren Singh, the former Chief Minister of Manipur, has also visited the injured Assam Rifles personnel at the hospital. And operations have been launched to nab the terrorists responsible for this incident, is what the Assam Rifles have said. Now, this, of course, is a shocking incident because, as you know, Manipur has been engulfed in an ethnic strife since May 3rd, 2023. But over the last few weeks and months, there had been a lull in the violence. In fact, there was a prolonged atmosphere of peace or a semblance of normalcy in the violence-ridden state, but that seems to have been shaken for now with this incident. The Manipur governor has also reacted. In fact, Manipur now is under governor's rule, as you know, and the governor in a statement has said that the governor of Manipur has strongly condemned the attack on security forces in which 2 brave Jawans of the Assam Rifles made the supreme sacrifice in the line of duty. He also said, the governor has expressed profound grief and extended heartfelt condolences to the bereaved families, and also conveyed prayers for the speedy recovery of those who've lost their lives, and prayers for them, and also speedy recovery prayers for the families of those who have been, for the families of those who have been injured.
Well, director Neeraj Gaiwan's Homebound, it has been selected as India's official entry for the Oscars 2026. The film features Ishan Khattar, Janhvi Kapoor and Vishal Jethwa in key roles. In fact, Neeraj Gaiwan's Homebound, it has in fact achieved international recognition, not just at the 2025 Toronto International Film Festival, but also at Cannes Film Festival, where it received a 9-minute long standing ovation. This movie, it stars Ishan Khattar, Janhvi Kapoor. It received a standing ovation. There, the entire film, it drew acclaim from both the audiences as well as the critics for its layered storytelling and the noteworthy performances. In fact, it is also an incredible moment for Indian filmmakers on the world stage. Time for a very short break. More news and updates on the other side.
Hello, Moto.
Moto G96 5G. All eyes on you.
Rahul Gandhi's top aide Sam Pitroda does it again, says he feels at home at Pakistan. BJP hits out, accuses the Congress party and the Gandhis of being sympathetic to Pakistan. Yasin Malik's explosive claim says that he met ex-Prime Minister Dr. Manmohan Singh. He also says that Manmohan Singh thanked him for meeting Hafiz Saeed for a peace pitch. After Jaish-e-Mohammed Lashkar commander makes a big admission, says Murid K camp was destroyed in attack during India's Operation Sindoor strikes. Rahul Gandhi's Gen Z shout-out amid vote chori row gets BJP's stinging comeback. BJP says that India's Gen Z is against family politics, corruption and ideological ambiguity.
The world's defining stage. Leaders, visionaries, decision makers, confronting the challenges of our time.
हमारा प्रयास होगा भारत की सेंचुरी सिर्फ भारत की नहीं बल्कि पूरी मानवता की जीत की सेंचुरी बने।
NDTV World Summit 2025, Edge of the Unknown, 17th to 18th October, only on NDTV.
Rajasthan is history, culture and much more. And I have been reporting on all things royal for more than 25 years.
The colors, the culture and the complexities of the Northeast is different from the rest of the country. I have been bringing the Northeast closer to the capital for over 15 years.
Madhya Pradesh is the heart of India and I have been capturing its every beat for over 10 years.
Covering the corridors of power, what is said, what is left unsaid, and what it actually means for you and me. I have it all covered.
Kashmir is often called paradise on earth, a region that has been in a state of flux from conflict to India's crowning glory. I have been reporting and decoding Jammu and Kashmir for last 3 decades.
Vanakkam Tamil Nadu.
Now the battle for Tamil Nadu 2026 is open now.
After Chief Minister Stalin rolls up his sleeves and Vijay steps in as a star challenger.
This is a mass gathering, not for cash.
Meanwhile, a former Chief Minister, Edapadi Palanisamy, begins his fight back.
The big comeback campaign by EPS has well and truly begun.
These are all the ultimate players and this is going to be the ultimate test.
We see the problems, but you as a social entrepreneur see the solutions. You are not just creating solution, you are creating a future where everyone has a chance to thrive. For the change makers, the innovators, the ones building a better world, one solution at a time. The Adani Green Talk Social Impact Awards are created for you. Green Talk Social Impact Awards 2025, coming soon.
What seems settled for me is unfinished business. So I rewind, I pause, I reflect, I dig until what's buried stands up to be counted. Breaking ground, Not just headlines, the meaning behind them. This is Breaking Ground with me, Vedika Sood.
The threat is not just across the borders. Now the people can breach a firewall and create a threat.
Products that we make are not only the best, they compete in terms of the innovation that we build into the products.
The missile was meant to miss. That's why they say miss distance. But this is a hitile, it hits the target.
We're the only country with such a large population of youth and युवा.
Pure talent और कुछ नहीं है.
बुलाने वाला फ्यूचर काफी अच्छा है स्पोर्ट्स का.
Luck, patience and a lot of tolerance.
Life can change overnight.
जीवन में मैंने कोशिश की है सदैव चुनौती को अपनाने.
We need to work towards an egalitarian society, regardless of gender and orientation.
हेलो बोलिए मैडम. डब्बा ट्रेडिंग कब से चल रहा है पता है मैडम आपको? हम और आप तो जन्म भी नहीं हुआ था हमारा.
We investigated a shady advisory firm that has spent big bucks on advertising on the front pages of national dailies.
ये आपको बिल्कुल उसका ऐसे हल्का सा भी खौफ नहीं है.
मैडम एक बार को खौफ किस लिए रखना चाहिए तो बताओ. कौन सा गलत काम कर रहा हूँ मैं?
After our report, we also saw NSE came out with a cautionary circular to the investors. Market Regulator Securities and Exchange Board of India has also come out with a release talking about the actions that it has taken. Cyber complaint has also been filed against the entities involved in this entire Dabba trading scam.
The markets move fast.
And so should your portfolio. Expert insights, real-time stock picks.
Do I buy Ola?
Should I hold CDSL for the long term?
Buy, sell or hold.
The answers you need, straight from the experts.
Callers from India and across the world. Connect live, ask, decide and invest wisely.
Your portfolio, your future. Ask Profit.
Pulling us other opposition parties. They argue, I conclude. They deflect, I drill down. This isn't a free-for-all. It's a reckoning. No filler, no fog. Only the facts and where they lead. Every night at 9, the case closes because the buck stops here.
Across the country, he has tracked the pulse of power from Washington to Korea. Witnessed history being made in global capitals and conflict zones, brought clarity to complex issues of national security and international affairs. And now, Aditya Rajkol begins a new chapter at NDTV.
Actually, I'm taking off because the stories I cover don't sit still. To bring the world to India and to take India to the world, I need to
Celebrated Bollywood singer Zubeen Garg died in a freak accident in Singapore. The 52-year-old Assamese singer. He was in Singapore for the Northeast India Festival. Reports over cause of death is currently unclear. Often referred to as the voice of Assam, Zubeen rose to national fame with his soulful track Ya Ali from the film Gangster, which became a chartbuster across India. He also delivered other Bollywood hits. In addition to Hindi, he recorded songs in Assamese, Bengali, Nepali and several other regional languages, building a loyal fan base across diverse audiences.
Entire Assam, entire northeast, perhaps entire eastern India is mourning at the death of musical heartthrob Zubin Garg. We are at his residence. You can see here his mortal remains will be brought. You can see here a youngster. She's crying. She is unconsolable. The loss is perhaps something which cannot be described in words. आपसे थोड़ा बात करेंगे. बहुत दूर दूर से अब लोग आ रहे हैं. जुबिन गर्ग असम के लिए एक इमोशन थे. शब्दों में बयां करना बहुत डिफ़िकल्ट है. मेरे लिए भी बहुत डिफ़िकल्ट है एज अ जर्नलिस्ट. मैंने उनका बहुत बार इंटरव्यू किया है. कि आप किस तरह से उनको देखते थे?
He was a God-gifted star. Simple word. He was a God-gifted star. Zubin is an institute. There is no word to describe him. He is a God-gifted star.
And therefore, perhaps Assam has today lost the voice which gave voice to the voiceless. With camperson Sanjay Chakravarti in Guwahati, Ratndeep Chaudhary for NDTV.
In fact, Zubin performed in Singapore yesterday for a small crowd of music enthusiasts prior to the beginning of the Northeast Festival in the country. He sang Tears in Heaven by Eric Clapton. He was accompanied by a guitarist and a female vocalist on the stage. We'll leave you with this video of that performance.
If I saw you in heaven, would it be the same? If I saw you in heaven, I must be strong and carry on. 'Cause I know I don't belong here in heaven, here in heaven. No, I don't belong here in heaven, here in heaven, here in heaven. 'Cause I know I don't belong here in heaven. That's it. Thank you, Alida. Thank you very much.
The world's defining stage. Leaders, visionaries, decision makers, confronting the challenges of our time.
हमारा प्रयास होगा भारत की सेंचुरी सिर्फ भारत की नहीं बल्कि पूरी मानवता की जीत की सेंचुरी बने.
NDTV World Summit 2025, Edge of the Unknown, 17th to 18th October, only on NDTV.
Rajasthan is history, culture, and much more. And I have been reporting on all things royal for more than 25 years.
The colors, the culture, and the complexities of the Northeast is different from the rest of the country. I have been bringing the Northeast closer to the capital for over 15 years. Madhya Pradesh is the heart of India, and I have been capturing its every beat for over 10 years, covering the corridors of power, what is said, what is left unsaid, and what it actually means for you and me. I have it all covered.
Kashmir is often called paradise on earth, a region that has been in a state of flux from conflict to India's crowning glory. I have been reporting and decoding Jammu and Kashmir for last 3 decades.
Vanakkam Tamil Nadu.
Now the battle for Tamil Nadu 2026 is open now.
After Chief Minister Stalin rolls up his sleeves and Vijay steps in as a star challenger.
This is a mass gathering, not for cash.
Meanwhile, a former Chief Minister, Edapadi Palanisamy, begins his fight back.
The big comeback campaign by EPS has well and truly begun.
These are all the ultimate players, and this is going to be the ultimate test.
We see the problems, but you as a social entrepreneur see the solutions. You are not just creating solution, you are creating a future where everyone has a chance to thrive. For the change makers, the innovators, the ones building a better world, one solution at a time. The Adani Green Talk Social Impact Awards are created for you. Green Talk Social Impact Awards 2025, coming soon.
ब्रेकिंग न्यूज का जमाना है, सबको तिल का ताड़ और राई का पहाड़ बनाना है। ऐसे में जनता के जूते के अंदर फंसा कंकड़ कौन देखे? बड़े बड़े मुद्दों के शोर में जमीन से जुड़े मुद्दे अक्सर खो जाते हैं। लेकिन देश तरक्की तब करता है जब जनता के माथे की शिकन हमारी हेडलाइंस बनती है। मैं सैयद सुहेल भारत को जीता हूं, भारत की बात बताता हूं। NDTV इंडिया पर।
What seems settled for me is unfinished business. So I rewind, I pause, I reflect, I dig until what's buried stands up to be counted. Breaking ground, not just headlines, the meaning behind them. This is Breaking Ground with me, Vedika Sood.
The threat is not just across the borders. Now the people can breach a firewall and create a threat.
Products that we make are not only best, they compete in terms of the innovation that we build into the products.
The missile was meant to miss. That's why they say miss distance. But this is a hitile, it hits the target.
We're the only country with such a large population of youth and युवा.
Pure talent और कुछ नहीं है.
बुलाने वाला फ्यूचर काफी अच्छा है स्पोर्ट्स का.
Luck, patience and a lot of tolerance.
Life can change overnight.
जीवन में मैंने कोशिश की है सदैव चुनौती को अपनाने.
We need to work towards an egalitarian society, regardless of gender and orientation.
हेलो बोलिए मैडम, रबर ट्रेडिंग कब से चल रहा है पता है मैडम आपको? हम और आप तो जन्म भी नहीं हुआ था हमारा।
We investigated a shady advisory firm that has spent big bucks on advertising on the front pages of national dailies.
ये आपको बिल्कुल उसका ऐसे हल्का सा भी खौफ नहीं है?
मैडम एक बात को खौफ किस लिए रखना चाहिए तो बताओ, कौन सा गलत काम कर रहा हूँ मैं?
After our report, we also saw NSE came out with a cautionary circular to the investors. Market Regulator Securities and Exchange Board of India has also come out with a release talking about the actions that it has taken. Cyber complaint has also been filed against the entities involved in this entire Dabba trading scam.
Indian Overseas Congress chief Sam Pitroda has once again landed in the middle of a controversy, this time over his claim of feeling at home in Pakistan. Facing backlash, Pitroda attempted damage control, but his clarification had the similar pitch of strengthening democracy. 2 days after two men who fired shots at Bollywood actor Disha Patani's Bareilly house were killed in a police encounter, a fifth suspect who did recce of her house days before the attack was injured in yet another encounter in the case. Police also arrested another accused and recovered arms from him.